Bienvenido, BIGJAY, escape a República Dominicana. Hasta pronto, papi.
BIGJAY, take one.
Welcome, people. Welcome. Manners and respect. Much blessings. Much blessings for everybody that's tuned in today. If this is your first time, I am BIGJAY, Escape to the Dominican Republic. I am going to be your gracious host today. If this is your first time, please smash that like button. Like, share, and please subscribe. It's very important. Very important. Over here we do grown man talk, so please, get my channel out, man. I'm trying to grow, so just get my channel out, people. But blessings to all of you that have tuned in this evening. I hope everybody's fine, well, and in good spirits. Just want to say, everybody that's in the Dominican Republic, as everybody know, and in Puerto Rico, we got is it that Fiona storm? Man, I saw all the videos, and listen, people, my people that are out there, friends, please just get some extra water, get some extra provisions, just stack up and just keep safe, man. Real talk, keep safe, man. Because I don't want anything bad happening to anybody that I know out there. Personally, I sent my missus a little something. Just sent $30-40. I just said, look, just stack up on some water and just get some dry food. Dry food's always the best, because you just never know. You never know with these storms. 1 minute it could be calm and it could just turn into a whole mayhem. So if you are in the Dominican Republic, if you are in Puerto Rico, please keep safe, stack your provisions, and just keep safe. Real talk, man. Shout out to Checks and Effect, man. Shout out to my bro Checks and Effect. Me and him had a good build on the telephone yesterday, so I want to big up his channel. But a wicked build, about an hour and a half we were talking for. Wicked build. So he was just putting me onto some game with the whole YouTube movement and stuff. So yeah, man, I just want to big my brother up, man. Like, he's always got time for me, always giving me gems and stuff like that. Now, people, we have a treat tonight. But before I even get there, I just want to shout out B.O.B, Brown Liquor Baron. If you don't know Brown Liquor Baron, please go to his channel. He has a great channel. He's building a channel at the moment. Go and support that brother fully. He always gives real talk. Go and support that brother 100%. But I want to give a shout out to B.O.B because B.O.B put me on to this brother, put me on to this guest that we got tonight. So I just want to just big up B.O.B, man. For real. Big shout out to him. So as you know, everybody knows what my channel is about. My channel is all about finding happiness, leaving the matrix, living in paradise. But it's all good when it's said and done. Sounds good, right? It's, yeah, let's leave England, let's leave America, let's leave Europe and go to the Caribbean or your place of destination. But hold on, I don't own a house, so I'm not going to make money from that. I don't own a business, so how am I going to sustain myself, BIGJAY? How? Matter of fact, I heard about all this computer working overseas, but I don't even know how to use a computer. So how do I get to live that dream, but sustain myself, earn money? Well, people, ladies and gentlemen, all my viewers that are listening, we have got the answer. Believe me, we've got the answer tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the one and only Travelmatic. What's up, bro?
What's good? What's good, people? Man, I feel like an applause is about to come in or something, man.
No, man, listen. No, actually, we're going to give you an applause. We're going to give you applause, for real. You know why? Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because the listeners don't know. Let me tell you why. So, people, B.O.B., you know, shout out to B.O.B. He put me onto this brother, Travelmatic. And I remember when Travelmatic hit me up, I was asking him so much questions. And this dude just gave me so much information. If he didn't know about something, this brother went and literally researched it and came back to me. So, bro, listen, I just want to salute to you, man. I just want to salute you, you know, for real. And also, people, Travelmatic has got a channel. So please go. I'm going to pin his channel right now. Okay, people? So please go. Hopefully, okay, yeah, I've got it. Right. So people, go to his channel. That is his channel, Travelmatic TV. Go, like, share, and subscribe. He's got all the gems on. If you're interested in working remotely, if you're interested in working from a laptop and you want to, you know, buy the pool, he's your man. Go to his channel, like, share, and subscribe. And I mean that, or I'll pay all of you a visit. But anyway, welcome to the show, Travelmatic. Yes, as I got introduced to you by B.O.B., I'm also in the class with my listeners tonight because I too am on a mission to get where you are, you know, live in paradise full time, but I need to sustain. I mean, lucky for me, you know, I've got houses and stuff, but it's not enough. The house is paid for itself, so it's not enough. I need to sustain. I can't take my 9 to 5 with me because my 9 to 5 is in England. So yeah, bro, take it away. How do we sustain a lifestyle? How do we get to Travelmatic's level of things?
Man, I got to back up a little bit, man. I appreciate you even just having me on the show, and you know, we was talking in the last show when you was doing the High Value Man show. I think we kind of ended it with remote work, because I always try to plug, you know, my channel. My channel is more than just remote work, but it's one of the hidden gems of my channel because, you know, it's a main travel channel. And when I've created this channel, next month will be 3 years. And started off with travel. And I feel like to be successful in YouTube, you have to use all the tools in the tool chest. You know, you got your long videos, you got your shorts, you got lives, you got posting community on your communities tab. And with the live, I said, man, I'm trying to figure out, like, what would I do a live about? And like, what topic? You know, just, you know, I don't want to just do the regular travel talk or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so me and my homegirl Tiffany, she's like my co-host. And it just came to me one day when we always talk. She's in IT, I'm in IT, and I help her, she helps me or whatever, and we kind of just, you know, give pointers and stuff, or, you know, or if she saw a lead, she'll send it my way, and we always talking on this stuff, right? And I'm like, I should do a live about remote work. I was like, because, you know, I got years of experience in being remote working, IT, or just a job, you know, just how can you find a job remotely, you know? And so, or just period, just finding a job, whatever. So I said, I was going to do it by myself. I said, I'm going to have Tiffany as my first guest because we always chop it up. And then thus, we just a perfect marriage with remote working and talking and that. So, that's how I kind of started. And then myself, I wanted to kind of give back to, you know, so paying it forward. A lot of people have taught me as an African American, like I've learned a lot of my IT, a lot of my skill sets from like Indians, Asians, a few white people here and there.
Okay.
So I was like, and usually when I'm in the room, I'm one or two of blacks in a 40 to 50 people room.
Wow.
And how somebody actually got me onto this 10, 15 years ago, my ex-wife's friend told me, he said, you ever thought about getting into IT, like maybe being a project manager? I didn't know what a project manager was. And I said, well, what is a project manager? She's like, you do this and you do that. And I was like, I don't know. And then she told me how much they paid. And I said, man, where do I sign up? And she was like, she said, you can make about $70 an hour. I said, what? I said, man, sign me up. I didn't go that route.
Right.
I went for project manager. It didn't work for me. Now I'm gonna table that phrase right there. It didn't work for me. So I went to what you call a business analyst. A business analyst is a person who supports a project manager. He's kind of like the nurse to the doctor. The project manager is the doctor. The nurse is the BA, the business analyst. If you can kind of understand that analogy. So I help and support project managers. And so I said, I don't want to be the project manager. I'd rather just be the nurse. I'd rather just be the BA. I don't get the 70, but I'm right close to it. So that's what started off the IT thing. Now with the pandemic, that kicked off remote work. That pushed remote work like 10, 15 years ahead of what it should be right now. So I was pushed into remote work, and then I was like, you know what? I could probably slip away a few times while working remotely. And then that's
okay. So just to have an overstanding, you started traveling. I mean, I don't know if you traveled. Did you travel before? Was you a traveler before? Okay, so basically, when the pandemic hit, that's when you decided, you know what, I'm going to start working remotely. Am I right?
Yes, the pandemic pushed me. I was in the office 2019.
Right.
I was working hybrid, but I had like a 2 on, 3 off, 2 on, 3 off in the office or whatever.
Right.
But then actually I got laid off, and then once I got put back on. I was with an airline company working contract. Usually in IT, you're gonna work a lot of contracts because they pay us a lot of money. They don't really need that many of us on the payroll. But in situations where they need projects, because systems are always being recreated. Every 6 months, a new system is going down and another one's coming up. One is being discommissioned. One is being reprogrammed or reconfigured. So they need a team of BAs and PMs to come in there, and they pay us a good amount of money for just a short amount of time. So that's how that works in IT. So you kind of the first one on, you first one off, but you get paid a lot of money. you get paid anywhere from $45 to $100 an hour being a BA and a PM. Wow. So no coding needed. But with the channel, I didn't want to push people that way.
Right.
One, because I make a lot of money right now. It took me a long time to get there. Right. It took me countless hours. It took me 3-4 years. It took a lot of no's, because when you look like this and not like this, I'm switching my hand back and forth. When you look like the inside of your hand versus the back side of your hand, you're gonna get a few more yeses and nos versus the back side of your hand.
With you.
So I got a lot of no's, and I still get a lot of no's to this day. And I am Scrum Master certified. I have a college degree. I have about 3 other certifications. I have over 10 years of experience, and I still can receive a no because of how I look, because of the color of my skin. But I'm gonna get a lot more opportunities to get my shot because I know my shit. So you just have to be patient with this game when you look like me. So But I never wanted to push people that way because some people don't want to put in the work I put in. I just heard this phrase today. I do what people won't do, so you can have what people want to have, or whatever, something like that. I did things that people wouldn't do, so that I could have that things people don't have right now. You know, I have a job interview on Friday. I had a job interview last week. I get paid a good bit amount of money every week. So, but I put in the work. I'm talking about countless hours of self-talk, because nobody's going to, the years of you coming on a job and they putting you in a training class for 2 weeks is gone. It's gone. You either got to know it, you either got to lie about it and get exposed, or you got to put in countless hours of just self-taught. And so I went that route, and it's finally paying off. I'm starting to see my harvest. But that took 5 years or so, you know, to get to the point where I'm at now. So with this travel game, the cost of living abroad is, like, I live in Atlanta. I'm in the hood pretty much, because I've been here about 7 years or whatever, when I wasn't making any money, paying like $1,300 a month. But you can get a 1-bedroom now in Atlanta for $1,500, you know, at least, you know. So the job that I had, like I sent to you today, I wouldn't suggest those jobs to people, because you can't live solely off of the jobs that I sent you. But if you pack your stuff up, because the guy just said in the chat, I'm gonna give a shout out to Profe Agayo.
Oh yeah, let me highlight that. Let me highlight that. Because I came in yapping my right. Let me highlight that. Yeah, he says, Big J, remote work can open doors and opportunities for limitless travel. Through I live in the DR, I have traveled to other countries while working remote, and it's an amazing experience. He also goes on to say, get a remote job, move your stuff into storage or sell it off, and buy a one-way ticket to paradise. Right.
So, Big J, how much is your apartment in DR that you rent?
106. Well, it works out in dollars, $180 to $183 a month.
You can get a $15 an hour job, and live like a king. You can get a remote job for $15 an hour and live like a king in DR.
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's music to my ears. And you know what? People that are listening, the 18 people, please. I shouldn't have to ask. Come on, people. Smash the like button. Just smash that like button. Come on, people. Just smash the like button. We're being handed gems today, right? If you're stuck in a job, I don't know whether you're a postman, whether you're, you know, stacking the shelves at the supermarket. Here's some game. We all want to, we don't want to be part. I'm sure the people that are listening, we don't want to be part of the rat race. I certainly don't want to be part of the rat race. So please, people, manners and respect, people. Blessings. Just smash that like button. Blessings, people. Manners. But yeah, I mean, that sounds music to my ears, bro. And I'm sure for the viewers listening right now, that sounds music to their ears. I mean, and what does $15 work out to? 12 pound? No, $15 is about maybe £13.50 in my money. So I mean, that in DR, 8 hours a day, hey, that's lovely.
Right.
That's lovely.
And you know, cause and like I said, it's not a lot if you're in the States or in UK, yeah. But it's a cheat code. It's
Oh
the
yeah,
perfect
you got to
cheat
start from
code.
somewhere.
It's the perfect cheat code for you to, like the professor say, to get your one way out, and you just work remotely. And then, like in situations like BLB,
Yeah.
and I said, you know, table where I was saying like project management didn't work out for me, so I went to the DA, which was just close, because I had to understand, like, okay, when you try, let's say that's one example we just spoke about. Now let's say if you're trying to get the bag, trying to get the bag, you feel like you want to put the work in, you want to, you know, put the countless hours in and learn some systems. You spoke about data entry. You want to learn data entry, which I think is just, data entry is like the basics of, is the base of everything from IT to management. That's the base. If you don't know,
so
if
that
you don't
I want
know
to
data
touch
entry,
on. Definitely that I don't want to break your wisdom, but that I definitely want to touch on. But please continue.
if you don't know that, if you don't understand data entry, you're gonna be on a forklift. You're gonna be delivering newspapers, because it's the basics of all of it. Data entry is just pure Excel. You know, that's I mean, from a system level, that's just Excel. But we do data entry every day. When you look into Google and you say you want to search next Google flights, you want you put in the date. I mean the dates. You put in the city. You put in the zip code. I mean the destination airport code. You may put in some other little parameters, and then you hit enter, and it computes and gives you something. You just did data entry. You just did. We do data entry every day.
Sorry, I just got to shout out Mr. G's world. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. G. Blessings and manners and respect. I don't want to work. I rather beg through GoFundMe.
What do you say?
Mr. G says, I don't want to work. I rather beg through GoFundMe. You know who he's getting at. You know?
I know he's going. Oh yeah, Mr. G. Yes, Mr.
G. Salute to you, Mr. G, man. Salute to you, bro. Yeah, please continue your wisdom, bro. I just had to shout out the super chat.
Oh no,
before I even go any further, sorry, bro. People, my Cash App is pinned to the top, so if you want to donate, feel free. If you don't, just smash the like button. It's all love. Peace, manners, and respect. Continue, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, we do data entry every day. You know, it's just entering information into a grid, a spreadsheet, some type of system, and we're sending it off, and it's being computed in a database somewhere. Which you don't have to understand that part, but the Excel part is like which Jay will include in the description of this video. I sent him a channel just to understand the basics, and most of the time that's all you need to know is the basics: how to enter in information in each cell, how to add two cells together, how to sort a column, how to add a column, how to arrange from high to low, low to high, ascending, descending in the column. That's all you really need to know for the basics. Then you're gonna get intermediate level. You're gonna do your pivot tables, your VLOOKUPs, and you just kind of build on that. And you just kind of go through like the information that that would be in there. It's a cool little channel. And I just found that it's tons of other channels on YouTube that just show you the basics, and it gives you data sometimes with those channels, because you need to play around with it. You need to be
I
able
was
to.
going to ask that. Is there, obviously, so let's touch on the data entry, right? Because, as we say, data, and I'm going to use the abbreviation, data entry for dummies. I am one of them dummies listening right now to you. I know nothing about data entry and how to write up things. And that, I mean, we work with a computer in my job. However, I'm not in your field, so you're telling me and some of the viewers out there that don't know that are dummies like me, please forgive the abbreviation, people, that I can go on YouTube, find out how to do this data entry and learn, which you said.
Yes.
Can I also find dummy accounts that I can play around with that will give me, a little bit, how can I put it, learning on the fake job, so to speak?
You have a dummy account right now. If you got Microsoft Office, you got Excel. Excel is data entry.
Oh.
That's why I said there's like data entry means you're going to be putting data into a table, more than likely. The table could be hidden in the background where you just see a form.
Mm-hmm.
And like you fill out, let's say you filled out, I just saw a form today. Let's say you go to the gym. They say, hey,
right,
we have this, we have a free membership of that we want to. Do you want to enter this raffle for a year free membership?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure, I do. All right. Well, go to this link and fill out this information. All right. I go to the link. I put in Big J, London, first, last name, address. I put in how many times you work out a week. Do you like running, cardio, sauna? You click the radio buttons, and you're doing data entry from that point. It's not a spreadsheet; it's a form,
right?
And it's going to be sent into a database or a table from that point. But other ways of data entry is you had a job, and the guy's going to say, hey, everybody in attendance in this meeting wrote their names down on this spreadsheet. I mean, on this tablet. Big J, I need you to put this in a spreadsheet and send it to me so I can send it to corporate. And so you're gonna go and take that tablet and you're gonna go into Excel. You're gonna put a first name in the first column, second name, last name, second column, last name. Then you can put address, and then you're gonna manually put that in. So you're doing data entry that way into a spreadsheet, which is a table. Once you start doing those little classes, you'll see that it's actually a table, or you call it a sheet, but it's really a table. And so you're gonna save that, and you're gonna send that spreadsheet off to your manager, and he does whatever from it. So all of that's data entry. Data entry could be on so many levels, but the core part of it is you're taking data from somewhere and you converting it to somewhere else. You're what you call a data migration at a real IT level. But you're migrating that data. You're taking the data from one place and you're taking it to another. And you're trying to make sure you put in all the information in correctly as you saw it on the sheet, or how you think of it in your head for your gym membership. You're going to check over it, make sure my address is there, make sure I didn't, I put the world code because it's a US account. You're going to kind of just check it that way. It's kind of manually checking that way. So that's what data entry is.
Right. So, my cousin's just come up. I'm gonna be biased, people, because my cousin's in the building. So I'm gonna highlight his thing for you, Travelmatic. That's his question to you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means. You must know more about computers than me.
That is intermediate. When I talked about intermediate, for pivot tables and VLOOKUPs, that's intermediate. Now, formulas are based on the scenario. Okay, let's say you got a row of 100. A spreadsheet is like down and across, right? You got column A A at the top, and on the side you have number 1, and it goes down to, let's say, 100, right? You got 100 values in that first row. Now you're gonna get your calculator out and do add the first row and add the first row and plus and plus and plus all the way down, and that will be very long and hard to add 100 values. Or you can use a formula. You can do equals A1 plus A100 and hit enter. It's going to add that whole column up at the very on cell A101. You put all that information in A101. You put equals A1 plus A100 in the cell A101, and it's going to give you the value of that whole column in that cell of A101. So that's where you use a formula. So formulas are always used depending on the situation.
Right.
And the situation is usually going to always be, I need to use a formula. So that's kind of a tricky question. Now, okay, let's say if you got 100 rows, when you get more advanced, when you not only just one row of 100 values, you got them going across too. Well, you can't go over 100 values. You got 20 rows, 20 columns of 100 values in each. And let's say you need to do a VLOOKUP. That's where you have to do a formula. A VLOOKUP is a formula. And depending on what kind of value you're trying to find with that VLOOKUP, you have to use a formula. So that's more like intermediate when you're using that kind of formulas. So it all depends on what kind of formula you're using to get deep in the weeds on that shit.
Right, let me just read out this super chat. Biggs Bancroft, I know why Travelmatic was laughing. He said, if possible, next time share your laptop screen of the business to chat. Yeah, very true. And thanks for the super chat. Biggs Bancroft, we got a joke for you. So before the show started, Travelmatic said, yo, you need to let me share your screen so, you know, he can show certain things. I said, look, my laptop, I got 2 Apple Macs. They're bugged up. Literally, I can't even stream StreamYard through my laptop. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me because I don't even know. All I know, I need to get these laptops cleaned. But go to his channel. He's got everything there. I'm going to yet again put his.
He said of the business to chat.
I think he meant, I don't know what, I think he meant to share your screen, maybe, possibly, I don't know, maybe I've got it wrong. But yo, that's his channel. Go to Travelmatic's channel, like, share and subscribe. Go to that brother's channel, and yeah, you know, he's got as I said, everything all remote working. Now, the question I wanted to ask you, but blessings to you, Biggs Bancroft. I appreciate the super chat, bro. Manners and respect and balance. Travelmatic. So question to you. Yet again, asking questions as a dummy, and that's no disrespect to anybody in the chat, so don't take it around. I'm calling myself a dummy, so I'm asking.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, there
questions.
Please don't feel like you dumb for asking a certain question, man. Because I've been there myself. I've been there myself, man. So this is just being transparent, open, this whole chat, man.
Definitely. And shout out to my cousin in this chat as well. I'm going to read out the chat so that I'm going to get to everybody. I do see you, but shout out to my blood in the chat, man. Love you, cuz. Anyway, me and my cousin was talking today, and you know, we're planning to move to the Dominican Republic in 2 years, you know, get an apartment, chill, do our thing. Obviously, we need to sustain. So obviously, you know, I've been looking into data entry. I've told him about data entry and stuff like that. So with this data entry, you breaking down that it's the most basic and entry thing to get into the whole computer world and working through a computer. What is the type of, if you're starting basic, what is the type of, and it's going to be a question, because what is the type of money we're looking at to start off with? What should we look out for? I'm sure there's companies trying to pay you far less than what it is. What would our cap be to get paid? And also, yeah, what money are we looking at? What money are we looking at a month? I mean, I'll give an example. So if I wanted to earn $2,000 a month doing data entry, is that an easy thing to find, or is something that I've got to start off at the bottom? And you know, what hours do I have to put in? Because obviously we're in paradise. The last thing we want to do is sit at a computer 12 hours a day. I mean, that's the last thing I want to do. You know, it defeats the whole object, leaving the whole flipping matrix to come to the Caribbean or wherever your choice of destination is.
Okay, most of these data entry jobs are going to be anywhere from 15, like in the teens, usually starting like 15, 16, 17, 18. Another one is like I included a job on there in that list that
you sent me.
Like a lot of those jobs, they're in the high 18s. Some of them are like $20 an hour, and those are like your representative, your sales representative. Not representative, but like a support rep. Your support reps, your coordinator roles, your data entry roles, those are all going to be in those high teens to low 20s. But you got to understand Excel. Like that's why I said it's the base of everything. If you're in an office job, you got to know Excel. You got to know the Microsoft suite. You got to know how.
So pause for a second. So is data entry Microsoft Excel?
Yeah, I saw that.
Right. Okay.
Well, data entry is it's not a program. It's more of a role. It's a role.
Right.
And what you're doing as a data entry person, you're taking data from something to another thing, whether I think like in healthcare, you may get a log of calls, for
we have
claims
to do
or whatever.
Report writing with more or less.
Like sometimes there's not automation there, so they need somebody to take that data from the call logs and put it into a spreadsheet, put it into a form. Or something like that. That's data entry. They don't need you. They don't need you to be the smartest person in the world to know that goddamn role.
Right, got you.
So that's why it's kind of like the bottom feeder roles. Like
that's cool. You know what I mean? If I can earn $2,000 to $1,500 a month living in Dominican Republic, yeah, why not? Bring it on. Because my thing is this, and I've always said this, you know, when I started my channel. My channel is for the guys that are stacking the shelves in the supermarket. My channel is for the postman, for the hard work. Not to say that no one out there ain't hard working, but my channel's for the low income guys out there, to say to them, look, you can grab a piece of this paradise, but just some of them just don't know how to. I mean, you know, I'm new to the whole travel community, so I'm still learning stuff. You know, I'm still getting educated by guys that are levels above me. You know, my uncle always used to always say to me, you know, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use your ears, listen. You know, so like I said, I appreciate you really coming on and, you know, really dropping this science. Question I wanted to ask you. So in terms of the jobs, are they temporary or permanent jobs? Are they like temporary jobs that last a short while, or you can have like long-term jobs?
Most of the data entry jobs like that, I mean, sometimes they can be contract, but most of them are like the ones I think only one was contract. And so all the other ones are like full-time roles. So,
a lot of them are full-time roles, yeah?
Yeah, all of those are full-time roles.
Oh, great. Great. Because the last thing I want is, you know, someone packing up tomorrow, actually, let's rephrase that. Someone learning data entry in their own time, packing their shit up tomorrow, going to Colombia, finding a data entry job, working, and then next thing you know, the job's ended in 3 months. In terms of the hours, what are we realistically looking at? Travelmatic, what are we really looking at in terms of, because I know I asked you this question and BLB was like, oh hell no, because I remember saying to BLB, so BLB, can I work 6 hours a day? And BLB was like, nope, it's got to be 8 hours a day. So I'm gonna ask you the same question. Can I work 6 hours a day?
Yes and no.
Ooh.
Because there are some part-time remote roles too.
Okay.
They do have part-time remote roles too out there. Not a lot of them, but they do have some. But man, like, I mean, you working, okay, and I need to back up a little bit too, and not get everybody so hype about this, because there's some administrative stuff we need to talk about with the remote roles.
Right.
Most of the remote, okay, and it's going to tie into the conversation we had the first time we ever talked after BLB. Most of these roles, and when I first started looking for these roles, they were U.S. roles because I'm in the U.S.
Yes, I know where you're going. Yes, I remember the question I asked you. Yes.
So, one thing here. Because of legal reasons, taxes and legal reasons, if it's a U.S. based job, about 90% of the time, you cannot work outside of the U.S. You may get away with Puerto Rico or the U.S. Virgin Islands. Right. But you have to work in the U.S., right?
Got you.
So, so part 2 of this is Big J brings to me, helps me to step outside of my own shoes and think about other people like yourself, who's in London. And then I got a plug from another guy that showed me that there are what you call global or worldwide remote jobs, which I included in that link as well too. So if it's a worldwide remote, and they call it work anywhere, see, there's a remote, which could be very vague. Then there's a remote US, Then there's a remote. Sometimes they have a remote where they like remote California, remote Georgia, remote. You know, they want you to pretty much stay. Those are kind of traps. I kind of veer away from them because they want you to be. They don't want you to be remote in California if it's a Georgia job, because they may be able to tell you to come in if you got a remote job in the city that you're in. I never look for a remote job personally. I never look for a remote job in Georgia because you're setting yourself up for a trap. Because why can't you come in, Adrian, if you're remote in Georgia and the home office is in Georgia, right? Why can't you come in? If we just need you to come in, you can't say, "Well, I'm in California," because you got hired on the premise that you were in Georgia. That's one thing. So I stay away from them. If I'm looking for a remote job, I'm gonna look for a job worldwide, or I'm gonna look for it anywhere else except for Georgia. So, with you, I said, you know what? I need to find some global joints. I started finding them, and that's when I sent them to you, because I was like, I need to have people, or have that in my my wheelhouse where I can refer people to who are not U.S. citizens, right?
Yeah.
And then the part three of this is there is a way you can work for a U.S. based company,
right,
and work, quote unquote, from Georgia, but not be in Georgia. That's what you call using a VPN, a virtual protocol network, which is a device.
Let's just pause there for the VPN thing. I just need to read out some of these chats, big bro. So we're gonna come back with the VPN, definitely. So I just want to give a shout out to Shay Star. He says, "Good game, blessings, manners, and respect and balance to you, Shay Star." Habla Comigo TV, top of the evening, Big J, salute us, my brother. T Gates said, "If you do not have IT experience but a BS and a 10+ year corp experience, where should I start my search to get hired by year end? All I see is IT experts. Thanks."
That's a good one.
Bro, I'm gonna write down the VPN thing so we can go back to that. So I don't know if you want to answer that.
Finish,
yeah.
Table here, and you'll finish the VPN up right quick.
All right, go.
Okay, so if people don't understand what a VPN is usually like a device. Looks like mine is like but I can fit in the palm of my hand. It's called a travel router. It's actually a router. It's like the router that's in your house that you connect to via Wi-Fi, right, in your house. So, how much is that? Well, the device can cost anywhere from $50 to $200 or $300.
Right.
You can get the 51. I got the 51.
Right.
But you need to have a VPN service provider, and then the service provider usually it's like maybe $15 a month or something like that.
Okay. Small fee.
You may get it cheaper for $12 or something like that.
Small fee.
So it's like where you at right now, right? You work in medical field or whatever. You say you be at the house, right?
Yep.
So they call you on your cell phone. Okay, so you go to the DR.
Right.
It's like out at night. You get there in the morning. You get to your house. You got internet in your apartment. You got the box, right? So you've already programmed your VPN router box. You take that and you plug it into the back of the router for cloud or whatever provider you got in the DR. Right. And you look for your VPN address once you log up in your laptop. You get it up. You go to you connect to the Wi-Fi. You look for the Big J Travel Router VPN name. You connect to that. The way that works is that once your company, because see, if you were to go without the VPN router and you go to DR with your company's laptop, because you are, and you connect to your collateral, just your collateral without the VPN box. If you connect to that box has all the IP addresses in the world have a country link to it. So the IP addresses that your company, your IT company will only allow is for London. So when you try to go through and connect to your systems on your work laptop with a Dominican Republic IP address, it's going to block it. It's going to stop it in its tracks. You're not going to be able to connect. You may send up a red flag to your IT team as well too. That's why I never really suggest this, because it's not really the right thing to do. Some people can get fired, on this or whatever, right?
Right.
So, but a lot of these VPN services have a lot of technology to where it's going to make it seamless. So when you use your VPN in DR, that VPN has London IP addresses embedded in it because you did the configuration before you left London.
Got you.
And when you connect to you name it, when you configure it, you name it London VP address. And when you go into your laptop and you see Claro, Chica room number 1, Chica room number 2, and you see VPN, you see BIGJAY'S London VP address, you connect it to London's BIGJAY VP address, and it's just like you working in London.
Right. So what? So here's what if I forget to configure it and I turn up in DR? Is there anything I can do, or it's just no?
Oh yeah, you can. They've gotten so good to where you can do it by mobile, or because you go to I use ExpressVPN, so I can go to ExpressVPN website and put and get those London IP addresses, put them on my file,
right? Put
them on the router, and then go ahead and connect. And you can go ahead, like you just forgot. You can do it on the fly. You can do it on the fly too. You don't have to be in London to do it. It's just best that you want to test it out first. You want to. Okay, so when I say test it out, right? So you in your apartment now. You go to ExpressVPN. You download the London IP addresses. You put it on that VPN router, travel router, right? You take your work laptop, you connect to BIGJAY'S London VP address. You go on your laptop, you go to Google and you say, you put in, where's my VPN, and enter. All these sites will come up that you can check where your VPN is pulling from. So you go and you put, as soon as you go into one of these, they got tons of sites, like I think where's my VPN.com. You go in there and immediately, on the front screen is going to tell you, actually you don't put, to test it in London, put the US, put like Atlanta, Georgia, use an Atlanta, Georgia VPN address. Or not Atlanta. What part of town you live in now? In London, BIGJAY.
Sorry, say that again.
I said, what part of town you live in?
What, in Tottenham?
Okay, what's the most furthest part away that may take an hour or so to get to? That's still in London.
South London.
Okay.
Lewisham. Lewisham.
Where can you work at in the U? Because it's a little different. Where can you work in Scotland?
Yeah.
Is that still? Okay,
I work up and down the country anyway. I do a lot of freelance work. Yeah.
Get a Scotland VPN address.
Right.
Download that. connect to that Big London address for Scotland, and pull it and go to where's my VPN, and it should say Scotland.
Okay.
That's how you test it out. But you're in London. You're in Tottenham. That's you. You 2 hours away, or however far Scotland is from where you're at right now. So that's how you test it out. So once you get in DR, you find it, because you can make 10 or 15 different ones. You can make one for Atlanta. You can make one for wherever. You can make a few different ones.
Oh, so you can have like a few set up on the VPN. So if you're going to like,
I'm sorry, I'm using U.S. terms. You can have Scotland, you can have London, you can have Wales, you can have as long as you put all the ones for your region, because you want to have like 2 or 3. Like I have New York, I have Washington D.C., I have California VPN addresses on mine.
Okay.
So if my New York, if my Washington D.C. one is acting up, I'll go to the New York one. Bam. Okay, I'm in New York now.
Oh wow.
But I'm in the DR.
Got you.
So
got you. Yeah. So basically, if let's say you're in Puerto Rico right now, you've set your VPN up for New York, Washington D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Texas, and LA, basically. So if the Miami one don't work, you log on to the Texas. If Texas don't work, you log on to the New York. If New York don't work, you log on to the Atlanta, Georgia one, basically. Right. Got you. So you just always got backup for what regions you're in, basically.
That I'm supposed to be in.
That you're supposed to be in. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. So that's the VPN thing right there. That's
so right now. I mean, shout out to the chat people. If you've just walked into the room, please smash that like button. If you want to donate, my Cash App is at the top, pinned to the top. If you want to send a super chat, feel free. I'm not forcing anybody to do that. However, just please smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. We are joined this evening by the one and only Travel Matic. He's giving some gems. I know I'm getting some gems tonight. I don't know about any of you that's listening tonight. I know I'm receiving the gems that I need to in order to get to his level of just living in total paradise and just still earning a living. Because I need to make a living. I got grandkids, I got kids, man, they're expensive, believe me. They always say, oh, it's always finished when they're 18. No, they still come begging you for money. Oh, Dad, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? So it never stops. So as I said, right now, there's a Martin, there's a Billy right now working in the supermarket. They hate their job. Every morning, 9 to 5. And they watch, they watch yourself. They watch me. They watch Flip Flop. They watch Cerise. They watch TMI. They watch all of these, they watch Ace Live. They watch Checks and Effect. They watch BOB, all these travel channels. And because I actually remember you, brother. Before I spoke to you, you was actually on BOB's channel. And I know you were touching on the computer thing a little bit, but I didn't quite understand, Like I said, there's a billion, there's a Bill out there. And they're listening right now. They're downloading what you've told them to. They're looking into this data entry. The question that I'm going to ask you for them is data entry that simple that a dummy can learn? Make a plan of a year, because I'm not telling you guys to jack in your jobs tomorrow. And no, we're not saying that, right? We're not saying that. Jack in your jobs. No. learn, like he said, go on YouTube. There are stuff on there for you to learn and so forth. But basically, he's telling the people that they can learn this for 6 months. Like, I'm just putting a couple of months on it. 6 months. Get a job in the meantime at home, working their craft of data entry, and eventually leave and go and live in Brazil or wherever they want to live, Thailand or wherever, and earn a living. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah. I always say too. I had to learn this myself. Is that like I know a lot of systems. I know a lot of different applications, and what I've learned is that you don't have to master it. You don't have to master anything. Don't put that pressure on you to master something, to master Excel. You just and I learned this from the Indians, man. You just need to know enough to get through the interview, because you're gonna learn along the way once you get in the job. But a lot of times, and I'm speaking on like the bigger careers, you just need to know. You need to know how to talk the talk. Data entry, you just say, hey, yeah, you can just say, yeah, I worked in a call center where I was doing a lot of data entry with a bam. Okay, you got the job. But like when you're trying to get into IT, and they saying like, this would be a good segue to talk about Brown Liquor Baron.
Yeah.
When Brown Liquor Baron, I think that show you said that, the show that you said that you saw me on, Brown Liquor Baron was telling me about the work that he was doing,
right?
And that he was in this application called Salesforce, and he didn't understand the value or skills he had just on being a support rep for like, okay, you got the sales team, sales make an order, and then they pass it on to somebody else to kind of like be like a concierge to the new client that they just brought them on. They do all the setting up the account, entering their information into the database, creating other things for them, and he does all of that. He does that in what you call an order to cash. And so he was telling you he was in Salesforce and he's doing that, he's doing this, he's doing that. And I was like, dude, don't you understand you're doing what you call order to cash? And he was like, nah. I was like, yeah, that's what you call order to cash. The part from when the order has been completed by the sales rep, he made the sale. There's like in between order dash to cash, like that dash, there's like a part of, like, let's say if he was selling so the person sold magazine subscription. Now there's people in the middle that's going to have to get the magazines, look at the order form. Okay, he ordered Sports Illustrated, he ordered the wine, he ordered the Cigar Aficionado magazine. And they're going to be set out like every week on this one, every month. So the warehouse, he's going to go and tell the warehouse what to get, what to where to send it, what frequency to send it, and then once the customer receives those magazines, then the billing team is at the cash part. They bill John Doe for those magazines, but they can't bill them until that actual person has received that magazine. So it's going to be a little lag time. And so in between that order to cash process, that's what he handles. So I said, dude, and he's like, I do all that in Salesforce. And so I said, don't you know you could be a Salesforce analyst? That Salesforce is used mostly sometimes for order to cash. They use it for other different parts within the organization. But I said, and this goes to the guy who had that one question when I said I was going to table. Like, you got a lot like BLB had a lot of years. He had 4 or 5 years in dealing with Salesforce.
Right.
He had a lot of years in understanding the order to cash process. Only thing you have to know now is learn the system. You have to learn the back end part of that system. Because there's a like I said, a form. There's data entry, right? You put the information in there, and then there's a workflow. The system is saying once we enter this, it's going to go to the warehouse. The warehouse has 24 hours to pick this up. And so business analysts, Salesforce analysts, they orchestrate all of that. They come into a company and they say, all right, I talked to the big boss man or the project manager, and I'm speaking in layman's terms, like the big boss man. And I had a 1 hour, 2 hour meeting with him, and he told me all the gripes that he has with our current system, TopWorks. It sends the magazines out the wrong time. Sometimes they don't get to them. Sometimes they have the wrong name on them, and then sometimes they may get a bill that's like 10 times more than what they thought that they should have been paying for the magazine subscription. Okay, Mr. Boss Man. Okay, so let's sit down and let me tell you how this system called Salesforce is going to make your whole organization a lot easier. You're not going to lose customers no more. They're not going to be frustrated, because Salesforce, what it will do is, once they put the order form in, because it's a template. Like a lot of these systems, they're templates. Like Salesforce has thought about all of the nuances of order to cash, any type of issue, because they're all generic. They're all the same. A sales rep gonna make an order. They're gonna pass it along to somebody else. It's gonna go to the warehouse. It's gonna go to the distribution center. And so, just learning that process, you can go to any company and work as a Salesforce analyst, make a lot of money, and tell people or ask people. You know, it's almost like a waiter. You know, like you're at a restaurant. The waiter takes the order. I would like to have this. I only want wings, want flats, no drums. I want lemonade, no ice. I want a cheeseburger, no tomato. You're gonna go back to your development team, your chef, and you're gonna say, "Hey, I got this order right here. This is what we need to do. We need to make sure this burger don't have no tomato on it. These flats, no drums, and make sure no ice is in their lemonade."
Right.
And as an analyst, you're kind of like the liaison between the customer and the back office team. And so with BLB, I said you just need to know the process, and you need to learn the system. You need to know the menu. You need to know what's all on that menu, what's all on that system, how that system works, how that menu works, how the things are paired. You know, you can only do 2 sides, you can't do 3 sides. You know, if you do, it's gonna cost extra. You know, and you're telling the business that, you're telling the customer that, I want 4 sides. All right, but it's gonna have to be in writing, and I'm gonna need you to sign off on it. And I'm gonna go to the back and say, "Hey, this is a little different." And so you kind of orchestrating all of that, and you get paid a lot of money to do that. No coding or nothing like that. So,
wow.
So he like BLB was there. He was at the ledge. He just didn't know how to jump, and I just showed him how to jump, because some people ain't even at the ledge. Like if you a mile away from the ledge, like, you got to put in the work first. Like he had all the work. He was telling me all the stuff, and I was like, dude, you know everything about order to cash. You just need to know the system and the process. And so, and I worked on his resume a little bit, and he didn't realize that he was gonna get that many hits, and he said, "Man, this is overwhelming." And I was like, "Yeah, you just need to go in the interview and tell them about how you understand the system and how you understand the process, and you have to bend the rules a little bit. You have to tell a few little white lies or whatever. You know, yeah, I worked at Siemens and we did this and we did that, and it's so easy for him to say it because he did it as a rep, as a support rep. Because I have a lot of guys too that come to me looking at a Instagram post, seeing a TikTok. A lot of people in social media are trying to scam people into like get my ebook and get my course and get this, and you can go from stocking shelves and being a project manager making six figures. It's not that easy, especially if you were stocking shelves. But in a situation like Brown Liquor Baron, he was already in the weeds working on those orders, knowing where those orders needed to go, knowing that the customer needed to get that bill after they received the magazine subscription. He knew all of that. He just needed to know what the system do, you know?
Let me just get to some of these chats. Big Super in the building, manners and respect and balance, King. E-commerce is also another option to work remotely. Salute Big Super. Okay, let me just go through this. If possible, okay, we did that. Okay. Okay, let's run through this quickly. Okay, we got to that question already. That's his channel, people. So please go to Travel Maddox channel, like, share, and subscribe. If you've just walked into the room, please smash that like button.
I'll give you another example too. A guy
Mr. G. Mr. G's not gonna let go, you know, of that. You know, I tell you, he's not. he's really upset. He's really. Manners, Marcus Monroe. Big up Marcus Monroe in the building. Salute, young bro. Habla, this is awesome info. Travelmatic, shout out to you, Big J. Manners and respect, bro. Smash that like button, please. Like, share, and subscribe, bro. Christopher Plummer, I'm sure that's my cousin. Yeah, salute Big J, manners and respect, blessings, cuz. He says, analyzing the process of order system, making it simplistic as possible for the end customer. Yeah.
Yep. I was going to tell you about this other example too.
Go ahead, bro, please.
A guy, and I'm giving these examples to kind of like help your chat, your viewers.
And me.
Like understand that sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's difficult. Like, but it all depends on how difficult you make it. Like I said, with the social media thing, you know, I see a lot of people, you know, getting scammed. Like this one girl I follow, I had a African American studies degree, and now I work at Facebook or something like that. And so everybody in the comment section is like, yeah, but they said you got to have all this experience and you got to know this. Like, yeah, you do have to know. You have to have all that experience, right? Mm-hmm. So I had a guy who was a trainer, like you go start a new hire class or whatever. You got the trainer that's going to kind of give you a new hire introduction for like 2 weeks or something like that, and train the employees and help them with getting their badge and any administrative stuff, right? So he's been doing HR for 8 years. He was like, I like your channel, man. He's like, yeah, shoot, I was thinking about getting into IT and being a DBA. And it went over my head. I said, oh, you said DBA? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, database. I think I know that's called database administrator. So I was like, I wondered, like, man, what the hell is it? Like, I said, dude, I already know you failed at that. He's like, yeah, man. Like, I said, people, especially when you get in this IT, the people who are going to interview you normally have had 10, 15 years experience in that platform or that role. You know, because they're you're going to interview with a manager. People who become managers know their stuff. So they can tell within 5 minutes in the interview if you know your stuff or not. They can tell. They can tell within 5 minutes if you know your stuff or not.
Okay.
So I said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. He's like, yeah, man, I got blown out of so many interviews, and I was like, yeah, I'm sure you did, because you like it, that role specifically is a very okay. There's what you call databases, which is on-prem, and then you got things now with the new technology called the cloud. But databases have been around for the beginning of the century, right? So like a lot of people are like old tenured in that, so they know DBA, they know database stuff. I said, somebody like you, I would suggest you do what you call an HR analyst, HRIS, human resources and information systems analyst, because you know HR. Right. You're a trainer, but you know how to get the employee ID. You know how to set the employee IDs up. You know that they can go on to Workday and get their information, how to change the information in Workday and PeopleSoft. I said people who are working like Workday or PeopleSoft or Oracle as a HRIS analyst, they make like anywhere from $40 to $50 an hour, you know. Yeah. But I couldn't, even though I know systems well, I couldn't even get to be an HR analyst because I don't understand HR. I don't understand what goes into payroll and all that stuff. But you do. So I just need to help you to understand Workday. Like a lot of these new systems, they have like their own training modules where you can go to workday.com or peoplesoft.com, go to Udemy and just learn the system. So when you get in the interview, you can talk because you can talk the talk and how that system is going to work with the HR process because you understand HR. It's easier for you to learn the system than you to know that industry or that lane. You see what I'm saying? Like BLB understood order to cash. So he can go to Salesforce CPQ and just do the training modules for free. Learn how those work. You don't have to master it. You just need to know how to talk to it. I know how to make custom reports. I know how to make custom objects. I know how to make the quote table to your specific needs or whatever. And you're talking the talk at that point. And you could say, yeah, because I helped my whole organization with the billing problems they had with, and those are things that, oh yeah, we got billing problems. Oh yeah, and I helped with the distribution and warehouse configuration. Oh yeah, our warehouse fucked up. Like we definitely need you because, man, like sometimes the billing team don't know what the ordering team doing, and the warehouse, they don't know when the orders come in. So, yeah, I can help you with all that with the Salesforce. I know y'all working on integration. I can come on, work those workflows out, and so you're talking the talk at that point. Because you understand the process, you understand order to cash. So never throw away everything that you know, just for some pie in the sky DBA shit that you got to learn that shit from scratch. Take what you got, learn that system, and the money is yours.
Just gonna read out this super chat, bro. Shout out to Shay Star, thank you for the $5 super chat. Manners and respect unbalance. Do you have to use your personal cell phone to do data entry overseas? Let's say if you are in London or US, and do you have any game on cutting costs?
Oh, with the phone?
I guess. Do you have any game on cutting costs?
Read that again. I was trying to see what that.
Do you have to use your personal cell phone to do data entry overseas? Question mark. Let's say if you are in London or US, and do you have any game on cutting costs?
Okay. He said.
Oh, so he's wondering. I think Shay Star,
I know where he's
you
going.
asking? Oh, go on.
I know where he's going. All right, now the key word in that is personal. This is business. They really shouldn't be you really shouldn't be using your personal phone with business. That's one. But I think where he's going, like sometimes if sometimes my team, I have developers under me. Sometimes my developers text me like, yo, I'm about to my laptop went down, my internet went down, I'll be back online, and they'll text me that. So they texting me that on my personal phone, but conducting business, I never use my I never use my personal phone for business, but only in this situation here that I'm about to explain. Because of the virtual world, and I'm gonna have to figure this out myself too. Once I cross that come to that crossroad, because at the longest that I may be working remotely is like 2 weeks or so, because I have my daughter here and I co-parent, so I got to come back to for her or whatever.
Yeah.
But what is so smooth is that our way of communicating virtually is through Microsoft Teams, which is a part of the Microsoft suite, PowerPoint, Excel, and all that stuff, right? So I can conduct business on my personal phone. I can take a virtual call. I can just like I'm in the States. They never really know because I'm using the Microsoft Teams app. Now that is costly for me, but where I'm going with this, maybe in the next year or so, is going with the Google Fi. With the Google Google Fi phone, somebody say it in the chat. I would get me a Google Fi phone and put that Microsoft Teams app on my personal phone, and because I'm paying $10 a day with T-Mobile. I mean, not T-Mobile, with AT&T. So that can be kind of costly. But the Google Fi, you just pay what, $70 a month, and you can be gone for like up to 3 months, I think, and you have to come back and hit a U.S. tower, or your phone will shut off after 3 months abroad.
Okay.
So I would look into the Google Fi phone for that. Or you can get the Google Fi chip, and if you got dual chip in your phone, accessibility, you can put that in there too, and it can work. I think I have a dual chip phone on my phone, so I can put that Google chip in there, but my phone has to be unlocked and all that stuff. So those are things that I'm gonna have to figure out once I come to that crossroad. But right now, I am footing that bill too of $10 a day.
Right. Another question. Post-pandemic, corps and apps are now blocking big name VPNs. With that said, what other providers you recommend?
And
Shay Star just said something. He said yes, understand, thank you. Back to that question.
Yeah, for sure, Shay Star. Man, God willing, I hope they don't get to that point where they get, really smart. But right now, my company has a good, because see, the thing is, you need you can get on your business laptop and use the internet, but to access your actual company intranet, not company intranet, to see the company's home profile, to access your Outlook email, you need to have that VPN, right? And there's a what you call it? There is a VPN on your company laptop that is the problem in that situation. I use ExpressVPN. A lot of other people use Express, Nord. What's the other one? It's another one too. Cheap something. I got to think so. With cheap. I haven't heard of anybody being blocked. VPN address being blocked, but I think we are a long ways from that technology catching up with that. I think it's coming, but I think that's years out from that type of technology.
Right, you mentioned interviews. Obviously, if you get going for a job, it comes with an interview. I'm in Dominican Republic, and they want to video call me to interview. Yeah, is that going to cause a problem?
No, because you're on your personal laptop. As long as you got
just
Wi-Fi
go in the living room.
it.
Just go in the living room, basically.
Well, yeah, or just back yourself up to a wall. Back yourself up to a white wall or a clear wall. I mean, they're not gonna really. And then you can also do the green screen too. Like most of the time, they're gonna do Zoom.
Yeah.
And Zoom, you can change your background in in Zoom to where it's like the frosty look, or you can change it to to whatever. And they don't really think about that. I mean, a lot of, and I've had interviews where they didn't really care, but I've had, most of them they want you to be, camera on, and please at least put on a shirt and tie. Make sure you got a tie. Sometimes I just have a shirt and tie and some sweats on there. but take you some shirts and some ties, like 2 shirts and 2 ties, just in case you get caught. Because I've been in Mexico and took an interview virtually, about a year ago.
Right.
But
so is there lots of jobs in that day? Obviously, staying on data entry, because obviously, as I said, I want to reach out, as I said, to guys that are stacking shelves, that are delivery bus drivers, that just want out of the rat race. Is there a lot of jobs in data entry? Would we be short of jobs, or are we ever short of jobs? There's a lot, right? Yeah,
there's a lot.
So they'll never run into a space where there's no jobs.
No.
Right.
No. Yeah, and that's why I said at the beginning, like I don't really want to push people to IT or to the heavy computer jobs, because it's a lot. Like a lot of people don't really. Some people just want, let me get that $16, $17 an hour. I'm good. Hey, that's all right with me. If you want to get to the bag, I can help you get to the bag. But if you just want to just have something simple, I don't want, because the bag come with problems. I ain't gonna hold you now.
Right.
The bag, like the great BIG said, more money, more problems. I be stressed out every fucking day sometimes in these IT roles. But sometimes when you get that check, it helps the healing. But it can be a very stressful career field in IT.
So we all go on a holiday. Myself, I'm a part Pat, or whatever TMI bloody calls it. I can't remember, I'm a part Pat. And when I'm in Dominican Republic, I do nothing. Literally, I do. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Let me rephrase that, people. Let me rephrase that, because words are very powerful. I live. My spirit comes alive. I live. I'm not going to say I don't do nothing, but I live. It's going to be different for a lot of people that they go to wherever they go to, and now they're going to be working in the sun. Is there a psychological difference to that? Because now you're not jumping on the plane and going over for 2 weeks or a month or 4 months and having fun. This time you're going over and you're gonna have to wake your ass up in the morning. And I mean, especially for someone like me, the time difference is 5 hours from you being in Georgia as well as Dominican Republic. So my ass has to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, especially if the job starts at 9 o'clock, my ass has to be up at 4 in the morning. In terms, obviously, you talked about, you know, companies all over the world. Are these, the question is, are these going to be flexible times, or are they going to be times built upon where that company is?
Great question. Because there's a psychological part behind it. I mean, because it's a big change. Even with me just working from home in Atlanta. Because I was like the social butterfly, you know, like I somewhat like, you know, chopping up with the people at my job or whatever. You know, I miss my work wives and shit like that. And, you know, that the point of just not being around people, one, it could be that's what makes some people go back in the office, because they, you know, they're loners and they kind of just go crazy just being in the house by themselves all the time. So it's a big adjustment on that. For the time, you have to ask yourself, can I commit to that? Like sometimes I go out to California, and man, I have to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, man, 5:30 in the morning, and be ready. Like that's like being ready. 5:30, being ready. That was kind of tough. Could I do that permanently? I don't think I could do it, because I'm more of a late person. I'm not an early bird. So those are some things that you're gonna have to ask yourself. You know, is that for me? You know what I'm saying?
Is there actually jobs that are flexible that you can work late, or is it just based upon the time of that country? So let's say, for instance, Germany's 1 hour ahead of England. So I would have to log in on that German time because I'm working for that German company. Or I would have to log in for that New York time because I'm working for that New York company, which is 9 o'clock stroke 4 a.m. in the morning. Or is there flexible jobs that I could just go in and just do for 8 hours? And yeah.
Okay, that's a good question too. That's gonna give me a good segue. Well, it can kind of depend. It can kind of depend on two things: your manager and you talking to them. Somebody like myself, because if you have the skills, the acknowledgments, the certifications, you know your shit, and you a rare resource, they may make room for you. They may tell you you can do your own thing.
Right.
But that's far and few.
Right.
But that goes into, because I saw somebody mention about copyright and all that stuff. Now you can become a digital nomad, because there's a difference. There's a difference between being a remote worker and a digital nomad. And and they all had their pros and cons. Like a digital nomad is gonna get a 1099 because they're freelancer. They got to be responsible for their own taxes. They're responsible for insurance and all that stuff. When you're a W-2, I mean, when you're a remote worker, usually gonna get a W-2 where they're gonna take all the taxes out, they're gonna take care of everything else for you. But you don't have that much freedom as a person who's a digital nomad.
Right.
So if you want to be a digital nomad, you can be a blog writer, you can be you can build websites, you can some developers do freelance work who knows coding and stuff like that. And they they work, it's like their own little business. They like sole proprietors. So they kind of negotiate timelines and stuff like that. Like, man, you live in London, y'all 6 hours ahead. Like, my meeting's gonna be with you at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, or because you don't want to wake up that early. They beat me at 9 o'clock my time. So the digital nomad route, if you got skills that you think that you can market, like on Upwork, Fiverr website, set up your little profile, then you can kind of, find work that way. And I know a few people who do quite well with that, and make good money too, depending if you got that skill set that people want. Designing websites, setting up Shopify accounts and stuff like that. Email management, social media management,
So would you say for someone that's coming from the UK or coming from Europe that it's best to really work for an American company because of the time difference?
Okay, so like if you got to be here at 9, be online at 9. If you're a late person, if you work better on the back end of the day, I would say yeah. Because I actually looked at it, I said, man, I wonder if I can go out to London next year and work out there. But it would kind of take away I will be working from like 1 to 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could work up it, just get things done in the morning and then, work up to like 10 or whatever. So go do a little sightseeing and stuff like that. But, it all depends. Like I could do that because I work hard sometimes and then sometimes I don't do shit.
I mean, because I thought about it, because I'm like, you know what, waking up at 4 and then finishing at 12 midday, going to the gym, and then, coming back about 1:30 and then actually going to bed at 10 o'clock. Is it such a bad thing? I thought about these things. I really have. Is it such a bad thing in the long run to wake up at 4 and, just turn on the laptop in the living room and just start tapping away and entering data and then finishing at 12 midday and pretty much having the whole day to myself, I mean, I thought about things like that,
But it depends on what your goals are. Like you saying, you want to escape to the DR, so
I do.
You're gonna be on DR. being on DR's time, you on American time.
That's what I mean. But so basically, that's what I mean. But if I'm working for an English company still, I mean, I thought about this, that waking up at 4 and finishing at 12 midday is not such a bad thing, because then it would just encourage me to go to bed early, which is 10 o'clock. Get my 6 hours, which is not good. I'm surviving on 5, which is not good. I need more sleep, man. But nevertheless, I thought
you have to think about that, because that's another one to bring up too is teaching online, teaching English online.
Definitely not for me. Definitely not for me. I'm telling you now, bro. Definitely me having the patience to talk to someone and let it. Nah. That would drive me mad. And I'm not. I mean, you see, I can be a social person when I want to be, and I can be very antisocial. And I know something like that will make me very antisocial. Teaching English. I mean, my friend does it. And he does 1 hour class. I don't know how he does it. You know, he works for Camberley and other companies. And I just, no, that ain't for me. But I'm sure there's people out there listening right now. If you just walked into the room, please smash that like button. Manners. That can do it. Yeah. It's just that is just definitely not for me.
Yeah, for the people that can do it and interested into it, I done went down that lane too. I done went down damn near every lane almost. Because it's an easy one too to come up on. Because you can do it with no experience. You can do it with no degree. You don't really have to have a degree. You can get what you call the TEFL, T-E-F-L, teaching English as a foreign language.
Oh, we call it ESOL.
Oh yeah, there's a TEFL and the ESOL.
Yeah.
The ESOL gives you more, I think, flexibility to teach maybe like business English, I believe is what I can remember from it. The corporations and stuff like that. And because there's a lot of people that don't have degrees, man. So I try to think of all the different avenues, and you can go, like I know people that, like countries like Korea, Vietnam, they'll pay for you to come over there, pay you, set you up with housing, or you can go to one extreme of like going to Dubai. Usually the people who get accepted for Dubai have some teaching experience and have maybe a degree in teaching, but they roll out the red carpet for you too.
Okay.
When I say roll out the red carpet, like let's say they paying you $45,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
But your living expenses is just your play money, the money you need to play.
Right.
Meaning, like they pay for your housing.
Wow.
They pay for everything. You don't have no bill. And I know people that's been saving $30-something thousand by going out to Dubai, like stashing that money in their account, because they don't have to pay for anything. They roll out the red carpet. They're trying to attract the highest of the higher educators, because they want to have this premium top tier school system in Dubai. And so they attract U.S. Or they entice U.S. Teachers or people who are really experienced in that level of English to come out there. And I know people, and so you can be in Dubai. You can go to Thailand. You can go to you can travel. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on the other side, and that opens up other opportunities as well too. But and the TEFL, TEFL only cost me like $35.
Wow.
30. I got it on Groupon, because I saw all of it on YouTube videos. Like, go on Groupon and get it. Make sure it's an accredited university. It took me like 2 weeks to do. There are these self-paced classes you take online, and at the end of the class, end of the modules, you're required to create your own curriculum. You create your curriculum and you send it off, and somebody grades it. And they're kind of showing you how to make the curriculum in the modules. And I aced it on the first time, and I never used my damn TEFL ever. But I got it.
That's crazy.
Let
me just get to these chats. Is it possible to be a self-employed data analysis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's your question answered.
You can
Dutchman. Go on.
You can go on. You can put your information on Fiverr and Upwork, but you have to make sure you're strong in these areas. You have to make sure you're strong in SQL, R, and Python. Let me back. Not strong. It's good at you if you know those three, because it's kind of hard for like the devs that report to me, like they really only know one or two, and they know them very well. But to be a good data analyst, you need to know all three languages: R, SQL, and Python.
Okay. Dutchman says, salute to the channel, Big J, giving free game. I respect the knowledge and podcast. Not my game, bro. I know no game about this IT. You know, all respect to Travelmatic, man. You know, he's giving me game. But I hear what you're saying, though, Dutchman. Salute to you. Christopher Palmer says, Jamaica is the best KFC. Jamaica is the best, obviously. Yeah, it's the best KFC. Now, we want to get to the glitz and glamour, you know, because I've asked the questions on, you know, the potential things that can go wrong. And, you know, we talked about the VPN, and we've talked about the wage structure. We've even talked about the psychological aspect of, you know, working alone at home in the sun. We've even talked about, you know, maybe you have to get up at 1 a.m. in the morning versus wherever you're getting the job from. Now, the question is, Travelmatic, how are you living? When you are in Brazil, when you are in these foreign countries, like that's actually him. I'm gonna blow you up now. That's Travelmatic on his laptop near the pool. So, how are you living, my brother? Like, you are a digital nomad, and how is life? How is life? Would you say life is a lot better working remotely? And I know it's a silly question, but I'm going to answer it. You being in the rat race of Atlanta, Georgia, office style, like you said, you were doing 3 days on, 3 days off at home. How does that verse just coming out of your apartment, walking upstairs, dipping your feet in a freaking pool and working? Because you just look chilled. You look chilled. You know what I mean? You look chilled. How is that? How does that compare? Honestly.
Man, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing because I get paid weekly.
Stop. Oh, time out. What do you mean you get paid weekly?
Well, that's the frequency of my contract. I get paid weekly. Yeah, I've gotten paid. The point that I'm trying to go with this is that
right.
We only get, and you were shot with this. We only get 20 hours. I mean, 2 weeks typically. Some people get 1 week of PTO.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What, bro? I swear. When my American brothers told me this, you get paid 2 weeks holiday a year. That's crazy. That's not crazy. That's criminal to humanity. That is criminal to humanity. That really is. What are you going to do, especially when you got kids? What are you going to do with two weeks? Like, no. You know, my job pays me. I get now, it's gone up now. It's gone up. I went from 33 to 34 days now. Paid holiday a year.
Yeah, that 2 weeks includes your PTO, your sick time. Only when you go get more if somebody die.
Are you serious?
You get bereavement time.
Hold on. So if you got 2 weeks PTO, right? If you're sick for 4 days, that gets rubbed off your holiday time. Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
No.
In some place, some organizations will give you some sick time, but that's far and few though. That's far and few.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but typically you're gonna get your 2 weeks. That's on average in most of the jobs in the US, right? So what? Okay, this year alone, I've been to DR. I've been to Colombia twice. I've been to Guatemala. I've been to El Salvador. I'm trying to get 2 more out for the end of the year. Right.
And how long do you spend there?
Usually 2 weeks at a time. Like I said, I have to be back for my daughter.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, if my daughter was grown or whatever,
Right.
man, I'll be in DR probably. Right?
So how old is your daughter, if you don't mind me asking?
She be 16 November.
Okay, so she 1 year older than my she's 2 years older. 1 year older. My daughter's 15 now. Sorry, so she's 1 year older than my youngest one. Okay, so I totally understand that. Yeah.
So
waiting for them to fly the nest.
Yeah. I'm waiting till she graduates to be, definitely be gone. But
back to life.
So
back to your brilliant life. Hey man, I feel like sipping haterade right now. Trust me, I feel like sipping haterade right now. No chaser, chaser.
Man, you know why? You know why I never really hate on dudes, man? Because you never know what a nigga been through.
Yeah. I hate.
So sometimes a dude need a win.
Of course.
Brothers need a win, man. So you put the work in. I'm just a testimony. Like I was in a call center up to 2012, 2013. I was in a call center on the phone, answering the phone, and until that lady told me how much you could make, because I'm not afraid to put the work in. That's the one. Like I will put the work in. I am a workaholic. I will put the fucking work in. I will while niggas partying at the club, spending money. I'm in a book. I'm on a module trying to learn. Because I know it's gonna pay off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad that you said that, because I remember, because I used to work close protection security before I got into mental health, and I never forget, it was a fat, balding Irishman, Tom Kinsella. Never forget, when I went through the job, he said, "Look, I see something in you. See something in you. You're gonna go find this field." I thought, yeah, whatever. Anyway, on my journey, I remember these courses kept on coming up. And, these different companies will say to you, "Oh, we'll put you on a course." And they never did. And I remember by this time I've left that company, but me and Tom remain friends. And one thing Tom said to me, pay for the courses yourself. Go and educate yourself, because what these companies want to do is keep you at that wage and hope they'll promise you, we're going to put you on a course, but they never do, because it's not in their interest to. You go, when a course comes up and they evaluate it, you pay for it. And that's what I did. I just didn't go on to get a degree, I only had to do 1 more year and I would add the degree. I just couldn't be asked with it. But I'm qualified more than enough in my field, I'm also qualified in body language. I'm qualified in autism. So in all autism spectrums. So I can actually look at a child give me 10 minutes with a child and I'll tell you if that child's got autism or not. I can tell a child from afar. Me and you could be walking down the street, Troublematic, yeah? And I'll look at a child and be like, he's got autism. Just by the way that he's moving and his mannerisms. You won't spot it, but I will spot it straight away. Okay. So I got trained by one of the most experts in this country. Her name's Sam Winspear. Got the certificates and everything. So I'm qualified in autism spectrum. So yeah, mental health. I'm all around. I'm an all-rounder. You know, I also do child protection as well, but you know, that's another subject altogether. But yeah, you know, I was told, yo, get your courses in, you know, pay for them yourself. So I'm glad that you said that, you know, you pushed yourself or you took that initiative to go and study these courses and make yourself better at what you're doing now. And now look where you are, you know, it's paid off,
brother.
it's
Yeah,
paid
man.
off.
And all the no's I received, man. For every yes I received, I received 1,000 no's. You know, and that's what fueled me, because in the beginning part, I was like, okay, I need to learn this and learn that. So I think I'm ready for it, right? And so I started to see that race was coming into the equation, and they, you know, they're gonna figure out something. They're gonna figure out something that I don't have, something that I have not bust my ass on, to say, oh yeah, yeah, that's the reason. So I said, okay, I'll go back and I'll learn that system. Go to the next interview, different person, they'll find something else. And then they'll say, no, because of this reason, this platform. I'll go and learn that platform. So it's like, when people see my resume now, they be like, man, you got a lot of stuff, man. Because I had a lot of no's. And I'm like, I'm going to give you another reason why, you know, just tell me no. Find another reason to tell me no. I'm just going to go and learn it. And to where I'm the shiniest tool in the fucking toolbox. What other reason you going to tell me no? just say because I'm black. Just say that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just transparent to say I'm a nigga.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, God makes a way, man. So what's for you is for you. But, you know, I've worked at some, because I've bust my ass, I've worked at some great companies. I've worked at, right now I'm with, it's called, you probably know this place. It's a place that has been orchestrating this whole COVID thing, CDC. But before that, I was with a major IT infrastructure company. Then before that, I was at Delta Airlines. Before that, I was at Equifax. I had two stamps at Equifax. I've been at my core background is telecom, so I've been at Sprint. I've been at Verizon. And yeah, so that's all in the span of 7 years. Like, I have no problem getting looked at, you know, for my phone blows off the hook because of my and because I had so many notes. So when you see people shining, man, just be thankful for them, because you never knew how they got to that point where we are now. You know, I think we had to do it. So that's right.
Well, we're coming up to the 2 hour mark, so I've got 2 more questions. Going back to data entry, you're going to have people that speak a foreign language. Is there also jobs out there for them that they can enter data in another language?
A foreign language?
Okay, say for instance, someone speaks Portuguese. They don't know a word of English. Can they still find data entry jobs as a Portuguese speaking person, or as a French speaking person, or as a Spanish speaking person?
Yes and no. I mean, I don't really speak a foreign language, so I don't really know that much. But
right. But I'm saying if they're Spanish or French, is there data entry jobs they can find and work?
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is, I tell everybody who's listening to my voice right now.
Right.
Create you a LinkedIn profile.
Right.
You're gonna get your best look on LinkedIn.
Right. So create a LinkedIn profile. Got you.
LinkedIn is the key because people can look at you.
Hold on, you're gonna a bit low, bro. You're gonna a bit low. Sorry, could just about hear you.
Because LinkedIn, people can look at you and you can look at them, and then
Right.
they're gonna have some of the more higher paying jobs as well too.
Right.
But like the higher paying data entry jobs, and then you can get LinkedIn Premium where it will actually show you the pay on a lot of those jobs too if you kind of just curious or whatever. But
Right.
on the job section on the LinkedIn, that's where I get a lot of my jobs from that I talk about on my live stream on
Right.
Matic Monday. Is
Okay.
I set it up as remote, and you can put the country. So if you Portuguese speaking, you can put Brazil in there, and then you can you'll get all the Brazil remote jobs.
Wow. Wow. I mean, this evening, we speak, and I've learned a lot from you. I'm a bit sad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit sad. I'm gonna tell you why I'm sad. I'll tell you why I'm sad right now. I'm happy and I'm sad. I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me, man.
This evening, and I like to use this abbreviation all the time, baby food and baby language. You broke down this data entry in baby language, so the people that don't understand, let me rephrase that. The people that understand now overstand.
Should be.
Why ain't this taught? Because I've looked at this data entry thing and it looks like a whole load of jargon. It looks, because I didn't have no understanding of it. So it was like, whoa, what's this data? I've heard of it, but people are not breaking it down in this baby language. And it makes me sad that there are guys and females out there right now. They're frustrated in their job. You're out there, and the 13 people that are listening, you probably know friends that are frustrated in their job, that they just want to pack up tomorrow and just go and live in paradise, but there's no financial situations coming in for them. They still got bills to pay. So what you've done this evening, my brother, is you've broke down this in such a baby language that it's got me overstanding, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna go away with this and replay and watch this and see, wow, okay, I'm gonna get on my laptop tomorrow or next week. I'm gonna start doing demo accounts. I'm gonna open up my Microsoft Word and start practicing and start inputting things, because they want to be on that. I think it gives them more of a, it makes them jump on a carousel instead of them sitting outside and looking at the carousel go round and round, and different people jump on the horses and the carts and ride this carousel. It now gives people that thing to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to jump on this horse, I'm going to jump in that car, and I'm going to drive this carousel round and round and round. You've broken it in baby language, and I just want to thank you for that, because I've learned a lot, and I know I'm going to be on this, I'm not going to say first thing tomorrow morning, because that'd be a lie, but you best believe before the end of the year, I'm going to take my baby steps, but I best believe by the end of the year, I'm going to have this data entry somewhat. I'm not going to say to a science, but I'm definitely going to know what I'm doing. I say that.
Yeah, don't overthink data entry. Like the guy who was saying data analysis, you got to think that one out.
Right.
Data entry and data analysis is apples and oranges. The data entry part, just work on your Excel skills. Just work on
Excel, right?
Get into Excel, learn the basics, start learning VLOOKUPs, start learning pivot tables. and get that under your belt, and you can go into once you go into interviews like you know, I was working with a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of pivot tables for this other organization, and you're like, all right, you got the job, and it's that simple. Data analysis is like, okay, well, I was working on this pipeline, working with nodes, creating logic, using that logic to create automation in this pipeline on said platform. Like, you got to know that kind of talk. You have to talk that kind of talk. You know, I know how to use GitHub to get, you know, to my libraries, and I know all the libraries for Python and blah 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 blah. You know, then they know you know your stuff. But data entry is like, yeah, you know, I did that for a year or two with entering data for healthcare claims or where you had,
because basically it's just copying moving information over to another. It's just copying and pasting basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
just want to read
like,
this. Sorry.
It's just what it's saying. Data entry. You're entering data into a spreadsheet, a table, a form. That's all you pretty much doing. You may have to answer some calls or some emails or something like that.
Right.
And that's pretty much all you're doing.
Right. Let me just read out this. It's having the skills and knowledge how to apply said skills and knowledge. That is the issue. Next one. People are much more content at what works in their life rather than challenging and seeking better standards. That's true. I agree with that. Much respect for the motivation and guidance, King. Blessings, Christopher Plummer. Yeah, I just want to just listen, bro. Man, a million thank yous, man. Like, my pineal gland has woken the hell up. You know what I mean? I'm like, because I said, me and my cousin were talking about this earlier. And we're like, yo, you know, we need to get on the data entry thing. Because, you know, as I said, you know, I'm not a rich man. I don't proclaim to be a rich man. You know, I haven't got 6 figures sitting in the bank. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a hardworking father and grandfather. And, you know, like I said, man, I've got to, when I do move to DR, I still want that income coming in. You know, I was just worried about, can I sustain? Because I do need that $2,000, $1,500, you know what I mean? $2,000 would be good for me. You know what I mean? Like you said, you know, if there's jobs out there that's $15 an hour, brilliant. You know, bring it on.
Yeah, you know, and because I wanted to kind of help the travel brothers out with, you know, with this, because I've seen a lot of travel brothers make that jump and they got to go back home. Oh,
I've seen it enough times. Yeah, you're right.
Because they think they have enough saved up.
Yeah.
You know, of course, like I always say, we always trying to impress niggas that don't give a fuck about us. So we live a little bit beyond our means. We eat out more than we would eat out at home. We party a little bit more. You know, we did it at, and then next thing you know, like, dang, I didn't realize I was spending that much amount of money. I don't really do that in Atlanta.
At home, exactly. I found this out, and I remember when my cousin came to DR, I said, look, cuz, watch them Dominican pesos. They have a bad habit of growing legs and walking out your pocket. They really do. So you are absolutely right.
And see, the remote job abroad is going to keep you honest. Because even though you go out and party every night, you ain't gonna stay out all night, because you know what? I got to log on in the morning. Yeah, facts. It's true. No, you're right, and you're absolutely right. And not only that, you're at home working, so that 8 hours you're not going to be out running up and down, drinking and partying during the day. So that's another thing as well. You know, right?
That's another thing as well.
that's why when you were talking about how the lifestyle of living, I really don't do much because that's the one thing about especially the remote work instead of like the digital nomad. Like I have to be a little bit more honest with myself because I know I got to work. Like when I went to Guatemala, I think is it on the same time? I think it's like 2 hour difference. It was a 2 hour difference. So I knew I had to get up early.
Yeah.
But you know, I was free around 3 or so like that. You know, I get out, do a little something, go a little spot, do a little excursion or something like that. Then I bring my ass back on home and get ready for work in the morning. You know, do it all over again. So you don't really have much time to do a lot when you are working. I didn't really have much time to do a lot of stuff because I was working. But when you go back to the PTO thing, like I said, I've been on six international flights. But you know how much PTO I've used? I probably only used 4 days of PTO.
Wow.
Only used 4 days, and that's because I had the flight that I had that I could only catch was in the middle of the day. But if I can, Guatemala, I didn't have to leave until like 7:30 at night. No, it was 7:30. It was 2 hour difference behind, so I got there, you know, late at night. But that as soon as I got there, I went to my laptop, set it up, make sure I can get connection, jumped on in the morning like it was a regular day, but I'm in Guatemala. So yeah, I didn't, you know, you don't have to use that much PTO, man. Like, cause you know, once you're in this travel game, man, this travel game is contagious, man. you checking flights every day. You trying to find, you know, you trying to plan your next trip, and you know, a lot of people, man, you don't have that time off. You use 4 days, do a little weekend warrior trips. 2 weeks, you can only do about maybe 4 or 5 weekend warrior trips. You know, if that, you know, if you 3-4 day trips. But I wanted to kind of get out of that 3-4 day trip thing, you know. So that's why I kind of took it on the road and pushed it out to 2 weeks, just in enough time. I'll drop my daughter off and go to the airport. Drop my daughter off at school and head to the airport, boy.
Airport. And there's thing I wanted to touch on, which I forgot about. The tax situation. If, as a Brit, I'm working for an American company, how does my tax obviously, how does my tax, do I have to pay tax to the American company? How do they pay me? Is it through my English bank? Is it through a check? How does that work?
Man, that's gonna vary.
Right.
See, that's another reason. I think I mentioned tax and legality. Yeah. Because when I started this company, I gave my company my home address.
Right.
Or whenever you start a U.S. job, you give your home address. You pay state taxes for where you live. So that's why they prefer you to live where you're going to be working out of.
Right.
But with a global remote job, I think it's going to be a little different because that company has to have a entity in that country, and I think it depends on the tax laws of that country on how you're going to be taxed.
If I'm working for a global company with an office in England, I still got to pay tax.
Yes.
Right.
But
I'm just asking for people that don't know.
But with U.S. companies, you don't have to pay taxes if you are out of the country. if you're in the U.S. more than 30 days, I believe, and don't quote me on this. I think if you're within the country, the U.S. country, 30 days or more, you're liable to pay state taxes. But if they say you only came to the U.S. for 2 weeks, you don't have to pay U.S. state taxes. You're exempt for that because you didn't hit that 30-day. Oh, you didn't go over that 30-day threshold. And that's how I understand it to this point. But like I said, it all depends on the company and where you're and how long you've been out of the US.
Well, brother, listen, man, like I said, I learned a lot. You know, yo, for all the chat, I'm not being funny. When I was asking questions, I was actually asking questions for myself. So I was being selfish. I was asking questions for myself. But I'm sure, hopefully, some of my questions reflected what you were thinking out there. People, look, man, and this is real talk. This is real talk. And you're out there. For the 9 people, 8 people that's watching, it don't matter. It could be 1 person that's watching right now, right? I know the feeling to be stuck. I know the feeling of that same old conveyor belt, believe me. That's why I named my channel BIGJAY'S Escape to Dominican Republic, because that's what I'm in the process of doing. Escaping. That's what I'm in the process of doing. Still trying to figure. I mean, I've got land in Dominican Republic. You know, I'm still yet figuring out how I'm gonna build these houses and build these apartments. You know, we all go through our trials and tribulations in life. We all, we get set these goals, and one of my goals is escaping from England to escape to the Dominican Republic, and this has definitely given me a good option. Definitely, I never thought about IT in that way, apart from what I do on my computer, which is type and email. So this has helped me. And I just hope that people that are listening now or decide, please like, share, and subscribe, man. Like, it's real talk. Like, share, subscribe, hit that like button. Share this video. Seriously, people. Share this. And I'm not saying it lightly. Like, for real talk. I'm not saying it lightly. Share this video. Don't share the video to give me views. Don't do that. And I really mean that. Don't, even if you have to download this video to not give me views, I want somebody to see this. I want someone to see it and really listen. Because if this video can help at least one person escape the matrix and go and live in paradise, that puts a big smile on my face. And that's real talk. It puts a real big smile on my face. And before I let Travelmatic go, and before we close out this show, I like to do this, and I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start shouting out fellow YouTubers' channel. As I only can be me. There's no hate in my heart. There's no competition in my heart. Nothing like that. So, here we go. First and foremost, Travelmatic. He's my guest today. Definitely go to his. Actually, this is what I'm gonna do. For the 10 people that are in here right now, I appreciate you. That's Travelmatic's channel. I've just click that link, go to his channel, like and subscribe, go and check out his videos. I've watched a few and I've got game. Go and check out his videos. Yeah. He has fun as well. He does have fun as well, but go and check out his videos. Definitely. But yeah, so shout out to Travelmatic's channel. Definitely go like, share, and subscribe. Mr. Flip Flop needs no introduction. I mean, you probably know him already, but obviously go to his channel, like, share, and subscribe. Drees TV, one of the underrated YouTubers. I always said that. Go like, share, and subscribe. There's a lady that I do watch, Ebony Ladies in the DR. She's based in Punta Cana, Barbaro area. I love what she does. I do actually like her channel. I love what she does. So please go and like, share, and subscribe to that sister. TMI Santiago. You know, if you want all things Sasua related bass, that's a good brother there. Definitely go like, share, and subscribe to his channel. J-Rod. If you don't know J-Rod, just tap in J-Rod. I am J-Rod. I think that's what it is. I am J-Rod. Definitely go to his channel. He's just been doing his Egyptian run, or shall I say his Kemet run. So definitely go to his channel and check out some of his footage. Markel TV, definitely go to his channel. Complex Fighter 7, definitely go to his channel. He does talk about a lot of race on his channel and stuff like that, but I assure you, you know, he does have some funny moments in there, but definitely go to his channel. Backpack Val, definitely go to Backpack Val's channel. I've said this and I'm gonna say it now. Timestamp it. Backpack Val is coming. He's got next. That's gonna be the next big YouTuber. I'm telling you. Backpack Val. Mark my words. Right? Mark my words. So definitely go check out Backpack Val's channel. Checks and Effect. He needs no introduction. I mean, I'm sure the 6 people that are watching now are subscribed to his channel. If you're not, go to his channel. Definitely Checks and Effect. I mean, he's gone clear. You know, Checks and Effect has gone clear. Checks and Effect is dancing on the moon right now. So he needs no introduction. Brown Liquor Baron, definitely go to his channel, like, share, and subscribe. You know, Brown Liquor likes to do the raw talks, likes to tell it how it is. So go there to go and get some game, man. You know, go and get some game, man. You know, he's also in the IT world, so I'm pretty sure he'll do some talks on that. And Dominican Rendezvous, definitely go to his channel. He talks about land and property and stuff like that. He's been doing it for a long time. Very, very, very underrated channel. And I say that honestly. Dominican Rendezvous, definitely go to his channel. Underrated. I mean, you know, like I said, you'll get some tailor-made dreams. No introduction there. I mean, that's the Godfather himself. Cooking with KV. Definitely go to Cooking with KV's channel. He's a foodie. He does all foods related. So, you know, if you're thinking about going to a restaurant in the Sioux or around the surrounding areas, KV is your man. He will definitely save you from spending money on horrible food. So big up KV. Club Fillers Inc., a fellow Brit of mine, Baza. He does all the Thailand stuff. So definitely go to Club Fillers Inc., Baza. Just tap in Club Fillers Inc. and it will come up. He does all things Thailand and stuff like that. Travel Shortcuts, another Brit. He's in Africa right now, so definitely go to his channel. Good brother. He's got footage of London on there, and he's been all over Europe. So definitely go and check out. He's also a documentary maker. So definitely go and check out his channel and his footage. Razor Rays. And as you know, Razor Rays is a Colombia guy. He does all things Colombia. So Razor Rays. I mean, I keep on asking, does Razor Rays really, you know what? Razor Rays, do you really talk like that? Because you talk like a WWE wrestler. I'm sure it's put on. I don't believe Razor Rays talks like that. But we did have a telephone conversation and he spoke like that. So, yo, shout out to Razor Rays, man. Definitely go to his channel, All Things Colombia. So Kayla, she doesn't do enough. I don't know. She's finding her feet. She is. But so Kayla, if you listen to this on the playback, we need more from you, baby. We need more from you, man. Because I like what you're doing. We just need we need Kayla. We need to know what Kayla's doing. So definitely go to her channel, like and subscribe to that sister. And that is it. Thank you, people, for joining me this evening. I hope that you took away some gems like I did. I want to thank Travelmatic for giving his precious time, for schooling us to this, for schooling us how to get out the matrix, and for schooling us how to get to the promised land earlier rather than later. So, brother, I just want to thank you. Any last words, my brother?
Man, I hope this video goes viral, man. Especially in the travel space, because like I said, you know, doing my live stream, Matic Mondays. That's the one I on my channel. It's about travel. And then I have the Matic Mondays live stream. Me and my co-host.
Okay,
Tiffany.
so let's touch on that. So I think that's very important. So every Monday is Matic Mondays.
Every other Monday. I do
every other
Monday.
One
this Monday. I got one coming up this Monday.
And that's talking about obviously being a nomad and working from overseas. Is that correct?
Yes. All of that. Remote digital nomad. We recently was just talking about visas because you know I heard Dominican Republic has the most relaxed, you know.
Yes, they do.
But like,
facts.
But like Colombia, you only got 180 days max, and you gotta get your ass up out of there.
And if you don't,
90 days, and you can get an extension. But
if you don't,
for another 90 days.
But if you don't, what happens?
You got to get up out of there, or them boys gonna come looking for you.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to overstay your visa in Colombia. That's one thing you don't want to do. So they got this Colombia visa coming out.
Right.
And it's a easy play.
Right.
This Colombia visa is an easy play because one, and it's called a digital nomad visa.
Right.
Okay, because the remote work has boomed. A lot of countries want U.S. people, and other countries, it kind of helps the economy in these other countries.
Right.
So they want you to stay a little longer, but they want you to, you know, get your stuff together. They want you to be remote. They want you to only show proof that you're making around $680 a month.
Right. Whoa.
Have insurance, and that's all you need to get that for up to 2 years. You can stay in Colombia for up to 2 years with no problem. So that's really big because a lot of people don't they don't, you know, a lot of people just you know we all addicted to Colombia now. Colombia is a big wave, but you can only stay there 180 days, and you can't come back for the whole year.
What?
And you can't do a visa run.
Whoa. Time out. So I only can stay in Colombia for 180 days and I've got to get up out of there.
Until next year.
So what if I cross the border to our next country and come back? Can I do that?
No, you cannot do a visa run.
Blood seed. For real, bro.
Right.
So I can't go to Colombia, enter Venezuela for maybe a day, and then come back. That can't. No, they're not having that.
No.
Damn.
No.
Holy.
A lot of countries are like that. Except for I heard DR, and I was like, oh, they don't have. It was like
no,
it was
DR.
Like, nah, you can.
Yeah, DR. I was there for 3 months solid, and on my depart, I think I got charged like 4,000 pesos, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Paid at the airport, and that was it. Done.
No, it's not like that in Colombia. So
that's crazy.
They have the digital nomad visa that you can do. They have other visas too: girlfriend visa, investment visa. I forgot. You could do teaching. Not teaching, but English. You can do a work visa if you get a company to sponsor you or whatever. And you can do what I was about to say, the school visa, where you can go and just learn, do an English class, and I think they give you 2 years for a school visa if you just take up a class. So, yeah, there's ways, but not a lot of them. So it's things that you need to keep in mind. There's a money part of it too, but then there's the visa part as well. So that remote work, that'll help you out if you want to stay longer in Colombia.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, I hope this. I hope this goes viral because I look at like there's a Passport Brothers. There's also the girl. I follow this girl named Stephanie Perry.
Okay.
And she got like on her YouTube channel, she got like on her live streams, they be like 300-400 women on there. And they all trying to learn how to become location independent, becoming remote workers, become digital nomads. And they're strategizing, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I hope brothers can do is kind of like lean on each other to learn certain things. But certain brothers, you can ask brother, hey man, what you do for? Oh man, I just got. Well then you be throwing up $3,000 every time you go to Sasua and.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just be getting money, man. I just be getting.
I've never understood that.
Like brothers don't want to talk about how they making money. Not all of them, but a good bit of them. And the ones that you see throwing up money all the time, or going to Sasua with $4,000-$5,000, and be going to Sasua every week. I mean, every month. You be like, what? How you? Oh man, I just got a little few businesses and shit. Like, okay, well, how? I'm interested in learning how to. Oh yeah, yeah, it's me and my partners. And I'm like, damn, bro, you don't want to share the information. Brothers don't want to share information, man. Brothers don't be wanting to share information. So
no, they don't. Man, they don't.
Especially when it comes to money. They may share a chica, like, yeah, I slide you a number, WhatsApp, whatever. But when it comes down to that money, nah, you can't be balling like me, dog. But a lot of dudes do things that, if you found out what they did do, you be like, nah, I'm cool. So I'm trying to help you the legal way. Trying to help you the legal way.
Said, knowledge is power. I've always said that knowledge is power, and sometimes the know-how, is in hieroglyphs. Sometimes when people explain things, it's in hieroglyphs, and people think, huh? So I'm just happy that this, you laid out the baby food. This is why I asked baby food questions, because sometimes that's what we need in life. Sometimes we need that baby food, Yeah, man. Because sometimes when you speak in jargon and you speak in this language, and it translates to people in another language. It really does. And they're like, well, how the hell that can't help me right now? So I'm just so happy that, you translated all of that, into baby food, because half the time it's what we need. It's what we need.
Right.
And I say that it's what we need, man. It's really what we need. So, like I said once again, my brother, I just want to thank you. Honestly, I just want to thank you for your time, your patience, and your gems. People, look, just go to Travelmatic's channels there. So definitely go like and subscribe. Once again, brother, thank you very much for your time and your gems, and we'll talk real soon.
For sure, brother.
All right, blessings to you, my brother.
All right, man. Have a good night, man.
Blessings. So, people, another one in the bag. That was Travelmatic with Free Yourself with Remote Working. Key plans to earn. Sorry, there you go again. See, here's me with my None can't read Mayweather self. Key plans to earn and live. That's what we all want to do. You know, key plans. That is the whole nucleus of it. Have your plans. You heard what Travelmatic said. Just to start off, because not all of us are computer literate out there. Let's keep it real. Start off. Data entry is, well, it is. You enter data. You know, you can go to your Microsoft Word. You can practice on that. There's stuff on YouTube. You can, you know, just to, you know, to cut your teeth. You know, cut your teeth, like you said, $15 an hour. I mean, you know what I mean? What's that? $600 a week? You know, come on. $600 a week? Come on. We all know. Listen, and I'm going to keep it real with everybody out there. I understand, you know, people are on six figures. I always said this. If someone came and told me now, Big J, I'm happy in the UK. Big J, I'm on six figures. I drive a Lamborghini. I drive a Porsche. I drive a Hummer. I live in a 10-bedroom mansion. This what makes me happy. This is what makes my soul at ease. As my old friend Red said, if you like it, I love it. I would never tell that man, well, that ain't making you happy. Who am I to tell that man that? No. But for those who are constantly stuck on that hamster wheel, but they just have no means, they don't know what direction, they don't know the know-how. This is it. Travelmatic has given us the blueprint. He's given us the baby food. If you can't receive that baby food, what he's given us today, what he's put on your plate, what he's put on your coaster to drink and eat and enjoy, then I can't help you. I really can't, because I'm on my mission. Like my channel says, Big Jay's escape to the Dominican Republic. I'm in the process of escaping. I too, today, this evening, for this 2.5 hours that he blessed us with, I was in class. I learned something today, and that's put a battery in my back. So I just want to thank everybody for coming through. I want to thank everybody for the super chats. I want to thank everybody for their comments and questions, because without you guys, this channel is absolutely nothing. So this is Big J, escape to the Dominican Republic, was joined tonight by Travelmatic. Free yourself of remote working, key plans to earn and live. And as we do, as you guys know, as we do, we are going to definitely end with this one.
Mistakes is my mentor. That wall I kept crashing into. You dig? The game is to be sold, not told, so these people don't tell you shit. And their advice don't be worth a shit neither. It's hard to take advice from a nigga that never know where you going and never been to any place that you've been to. You dig? So a lot of the lessons I've learned was by making terrible mistakes or making wrong decisions, and with all that knowledge from learning from my mistakes is what got me here. Plus, I'm pretty good with common sense. You dig?
And that's it from me. Peace, love, manners and respect, people, and most of all, balance. Peace.